Hi, everybody. It's Rod and Ron coming at you with Week 9 in the NFL action. Hey, we had not bad Week 8, Ron. Definitely some exciting games, some definitely wild finishes last week in the NFL. Definitely got these fine folks some nice winners. So let's continue to do that. Let's quickly say hi to Ron. How are you doing this week, Ron? Excited for
I'm
this
doing.
Week 9 action?
Oh yeah. We're getting the nitty gritty now. Like I was telling you off camera, we got a lot of the revenge games. Where the teams played already once this season. They're coming back second time. Last week we had a couple revenge factors, and they both cashed there, except for Atlanta. But you could argue that Tampa Bay could have won that first game on that Thursday night anyway. But yeah, I had a nice 5-2 week, and looking forward to capitalizing this week. Let's do it.
Nice. Let's do it. Let's get right into these picks. First set of games we're going to look at the Patriots in Tennessee taking on the Titans. Titans -3 in that one. Looking at the Chargers taking on the Browns. Chargers -1.5 favorite in that one. Total 42.5. And we're looking at the Washington football team taking on the Giants in the Meadowlands. -4 for Washington football team in that one. Total 44 in that game. What do you think of these three, Ron?
Yeah, I'm still on the Commanders, and this is another one of those revenge games. Should be the Giants come back. The Giants kind of owned that game and lost on what was it, 7 field goals on the first game. The Giants will be loaded for bear. The problem is the Commanders are just awesome. 6-1 against the spread, 2-1 out there on the road, and the Giants just don't play well at home. And then, so I'm gonna take the Commanders and lay the small 3.5 right there. New England and Tennessee. You look at that one, and man, who cares, right? I don't know. It's an 0-3 spread against 1-3 on the road, and then 1-6 overall Tennessee. The only way you could look is probably the Titans. They're just being at home. I guess they got to get a win sometime. So take the Titans and Chargers and the Browns. Love the Chargers here. Browns are going to, coming off a good victory against Baltimore in division. Yeah, it took a lot out of them, and Chargers just coasted along against the Saints, and they should have won against Arizona. So looking for the Chargers. They got the Chiefs coming up again in a couple weeks, so look forward to that one. And definitely looking at the Chargers, small price on the road.
And me and these three, I'm going to take the under between the Patriots and Tennessee. I know that we've seen the Patriots score some points last game out, and that game went over the total. But this Tennessee defense is a lot more stout than what they faced last time in the Jets defense. And so I at 38, I like the under. Both these teams struggle. They get some long drives, and these are going to end in field goals in that one. So I like the under 38 there. And I'm with you. I think this Washington team, they just continue to build off that momentum of a Hail Mary win is just one of those things that this team can continue to build off of. And this is one of those battle of the field goal games that we've seen in that first meeting between these two. And that I just can't trust Daniel Jones. He had plenty of times in that last game to win it prime time, but just failed to get the job done. I lean to an under 44 there, but I'm with you. You got to take the Washington Football Club in that one. I am going to go the other way. Give it the Browns. I like what I see from the Browns. That defense is starting to get healthy for the Browns. I think they found a quarterback in Winston. He looks pretty excited and happy to be there, and I think the team built around him. He's able to throw the ball down the field. He's definitely got enough weapons around him. Still trust his Chargers team. They're bad at trying to punch the ball in the end zone. How many times do they settle for field goals? It's frustrating when I back the Chargers. It's the only thing that I worry about, especially this line. What's this line? Only a -1.5. Chargers should be favored by a touch more than that. For me, I think they're trying to bait you on the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns in that one. I just like what I seen last week. I think they can continue it off that big win in the division. On the next set, we're going to go with we're looking at Denver heading into Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 8 in that one. Vegas heading into Cincinnati. Bengals -7 in that one. What do you think about these two, Ron?
Yeah, you look at the Broncos, this is where the cream of the crop sets in. They're going to face the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to go to Arrowhead next week. Get ready because Denver is going to get a wide awakening. And, they struggle with some really subpar football teams, and getting some of those wins and covers over the, 4 road games. They are 4-0 against the spreads on the road, 6-2 overall. But I think that if you look at the competition that the Denver Broncos have played, they're going to really see it against the Ravens and then the Chiefs next week. So I love the Ravens in the spot. They're going to lay it, and the Ravens know they can't afford another letdown like they had against the Las Vegas Raiders. So laying the 9 with the Ravens in this one. The Raiders and the Bengals, this is, it's got to be an over here. That's the way I'm looking at it. But I don't trust the Bengals. Bengals are 0-4 at the house, 0-4 against the spread at the house. I cannot trust. I can't trust the Bengals. The only way I would look is the Las Vegas Raiders on that one.
Right, with all that big load of points, I'm kind of with you. I lean to the Raiders plus all that points as well. It's even with Minshew at quarterback, he definitely can do enough to move the team down the field, and that defense is solid enough. Going to make it tough for the Bengals in this one here. I think I agree with it, giving the points with the Raiders in that one. And then it's trusted Baltimore to lay all those points. I want to. They're going to be a little bit mad with themselves. But Denver's been solid. 6-2 against the number, and you're giving me over a touchdown. It's really tough for me to not take the 8.5 there. I think it's one of those games that, again, Baltimore, they love to play down to their opponent. But Bo Nix, I know the last couple of games have been. You look at the wins that they beat. They beat Carolina 28-14. They beat the Saints 33-10. Against the Chargers, they lost 23-16 in that one. They whooped it up on Vegas. Just beat the Jets 10-9. And going against Baltimore here, going to be tough. It's going to be all basically up to Bo Nix. If he could throw the ball down the field and have a good day, hey, they got a chance to hang here. Look what the Browns did against this secondary on Baltimore. Talked myself into the Broncos here plus the 8.5 there, and that one totally did. I think Bo Nix could throw the ball down the field and burn them deep on a few of those. Backdoor cover written all over that one. All right, on to the next couple. We got the Saints taking on Carolina. Saints favored -7 on the road. We got Dallas 3-point dog in Atlanta. And then we'll finish off the early slate here with the Dolphins heading into Buffalo, -6 in that one. Buffalo winning the first meeting. There's one of those back-to-back meetings head-to-head. The other one was the Saints winning in Carolina. Another one of those head-to-head spots that Ron was mentioning. What do you think of these ones, Ron?
Yeah, they won definitely in week 1. That was a complete blowout by the Saints. And, we're getting Derek Carr back. We got Olave back last week. Saints didn't look too good against the Chargers, but I think this is probably a good remedy spot right here. Carolina is just it's time to pack it in. I think they're done. They're 1-7 against the spread, and 0-3 at home against the spread. It's just this has got Saints written all over it to me. But again, you look at those revenge factors where the teams are playing the second time in the season. You got to kind of keep an eye out for that one. And I love the Falcons. Falcons are just making their move now. Kirk Cousins is just doing awesome. Cowboys can't find a run game. We saw that the other night. I don't care if it's Ezekiel or who they just picked up. What was his name? Running back they just picked up. Anyway,
Cook.
Dalvin Cook. Yeah, it wasn't working, and I think there's a lot of frustration in that Cowboys camp. So I am going to go with the Falcons in that one. And what was the other one we talked about? Oh, the Miami Dolphins. I think that's too many points for the Bills. So, another revenge spot. Buffalo got them as a 2-point dog down in Miami that Thursday night early in the season. I'm going to look for the Dolphins to cover. They're not going to win this game, but I got Buffalo to win, but Miami to cover.
And for me in this time spot, I agree. I like Atlanta here. I don't trust Dallas at all. Your opportunity was to beat the 49ers. You couldn't even do that. Beat up 49ers team to nonetheless. So I got a trend in the spot where Dallas turns around, and in this spot they're 1-9 ATS the following week. So I'm going to lay it with Atlanta in that one. I think Kirk Cousins can throw the ball on this weak Dallas secondary and have himself a big game. Give me the Falcons there in that one. And then this Carolina defense, it's just they're having another tough season where they're beat up. Injuries have gotten to them. They're riddled defenses all over. It's the secondary, the front defensive line. I think these are one of the games that the Saints could probably do the same thing that they did in that week one, whooping it up on Carolina. I think they whoop it up again, lay it with the Saints in that one. And I'm glad you have some faith on in my Miami Dolphins team coming into Buffalo to get themselves a win or even to keep this close, because I sure don't. This Buffalo team at home here, it's just so tough. Bills Mafia is going to be going absolutely nuts in one of these games. I like the under 49.5. I think we have a lower scoring one. I believe it was 31-10 in that first meeting as well. So that would have got us under the total. And usually in Buffalo, these games are definitely a little more lower scoring. So I like the under 49. I think bookmakers got a touch too high for me in that one. We get a lower scoring one. Take the under 49 there for me with lean to Buffalo. I don't. And just McDaniels to make the awful call. I can just picture it already, and then Buffalo runs in the touchdown, and we lose by like 10. Just one of those things. It's just awful.
Hey, your team. Team. So
that's why we're 1-6 to start the season. It's just it hasn't been ready there. All right, into the afternoon slate. We'll kick it off with these two. We got Philadelphia at home laying 7.5 against Jacksonville. We got the Bears, heartbroken by the Bears, heading to Arizona. 1-point dog of the Bears in Arizona in that one. What do you think in these two, Ron?
Bears in Arizona. I love Arizona in this spot. I just, Caleb Williams, he's going to be good. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be good. Maybe not this year, but coming up, he's going to be a good one. You could see it. You could see the emotion that he had when they just ripped their hearts out last Sunday. But Arizona is a tough customer at home, and I know they went out to Miami and won on the last-second field goal, but I look for Arizona to make it happen on Sunday in that one. And what was your other one you said?
The Eagles at home laying 7.5 against Jacksonville here.
Peterson going back to the town he won a Super Bowl in, right? So let's see what happens there. I just don't trust Jacksonville. I don't know what's wrong with that team. I don't know if it's Peterson. I don't know if it's the management. I don't know if it's Trevor Lawrence. I just don't trust that team. However, being said, that's a lot of points to be getting. And I think Jacksonville can probably cover it, but I'm going to take Philadelphia to win and then Jacksonville to cover.
Yeah, for me in these two in the spot, I agree. I like Arizona here in the spot. What's Arizona done well this season was when they get into that red zone, they punch it in for touchdowns. I believe they're 15 for 15 in the red zone and not settling for field goals. They scored that touchdown. They get into the red zone and they punch it in and get the score, which is huge. When you don't have to settle for field goals, hey, you're getting 7 on the board and not having to settle for 3. So that's huge. And that's huge deflating for the Bears. It was one of those ugly games that really did they deserve to win it as it was anyways? No, they got outgained in yards and passing and everything. And we're right there at the end. Had the lead. And, hey, it took a bomb to get the loss. So, yeah, I think that still stings for the Bears on that one. And Arizona, as I said, that offense is just too much. I've seen that Bears struggle many a times in that red zone. settling for field goals when they need to punch it in for touchdowns. And
I saw that. Yeah, I mean, sorry to interrupt, but you look at that every time. It seemed like the Bears are right inside the 10-yard line and going for it, didn't get it, fumbled, didn't get it. And like you said, finally they punched it at the very end. But man, yeah, the Bears just inside the red zone, just not making it happen.
So then I like the over there. I think both offenses can move the ball, just like you said. I think the Bears can move the ball here on Arizona. That defense isn't the greatest on Arizona. They give up some points, but Arizona will pull away, and their offense is just too much. I don't think the Bears can keep up there. All right, on to the we'll go the last two in this afternoon slate. I got the Packers at home. 3-point dog are the Packers at home against Detroit. This is a battle for first in that division. And then you got the Rams heading into Seattle. Rams, 1-point favorite in that one. What do you think of these two, Ron?
Well, like I said last week, Seattle is just garbage at home. That mystique is gone, long gone, and you got the Rams who's getting like everybody back. The line's kind of short, but I think that the Rams with the better quarterback here, definitely getting the receivers back and getting that defense fixed. Seattle's just not the same as it used to be at home. Give me the Rams in that one. And the Detroit Lions, I mean, how can you go against the best team on the road against the spread? You just can't do it. I think there's a few movements today happen. Line fell a little bit because it looks like Love is going to play or try to give it a go. But I don't think it matters. I mean, we got the better team is the Detroit Lions. It kind of reminds me of the -3 we were laying last week out there in Seattle with Buffalo. That was an easy win for me. Looks like the same thing here. Give me the Detroit Lions -3.
Right, I kind of agree. It's a revenge spot as well. The last time these two teams met, the Packers got the win 29-22 head-to-head last season. So I like Detroit here in this spot as well. It does look like Love is going to play and suit up. How mobile and how much is he gonna is that injury gonna hinder him? Yeah, he practiced today, so that's why the line dropped from the 3 down to I see 2.5 all over. So that means we're seeing money as we're shooting this video coming in on the Packers in this one. And me and Ron are going the other way. Give us the Lions to go into Lambeau and get themselves a win. And looking at the other one, the Rams, I'm going to go the other way. I like Seattle. And I know that Seattle doesn't have that same mystique, but it looks like with that low line, they're trying to bait you into the Rams there in that one. And this is just like one of those spots I think Seattle can they always hang. These things always come down to who gets the ball last in these divisional battles. I like the under 48.5 too. I don't think this turns into a shootout. I know the Rams are slowly starting to get healthier. But I like Seattle. I don't think Metcalf's playing in this one. I think he's out.
Questionable.
And that's
Still
questionable.
Yeah, still questionable.
Right. So it's definitely questionable in there, but I think Seattle gets the job done in that one. I think that line tells you everything. I don't want to take the Rams there in that one after their big upset win. Yeah, I like Seattle there at home. All right. It swapped out the Sunday nighter, Ron. It was going to be that Jacksonville game.
Thank God.
Thank goodness, right? So now on the Sunday night football game, we got the Colts taking on Minnesota. Minnesota laying 5.5 here in this one. Ooh, that last move since we were talking about it before the start of the video. So what do you think here in this one?
Yeah, I think you got the best team covering the spread 7-1 this year, the Indianapolis Colts, and doesn't matter if it's Flacco quarterback or Richardson, and I know now it's going to be Flacco, but you imagine if he was there the whole year, how well they'd be up. Now I think Minnesota's got a little exposed in the last couple of weeks. I do think Minnesota wins this game, but I'm looking maybe a 3 or 4 point game. So I'm going to take the Colts plus the 4.5, 5, and that's that's it.
Yeah, in the Sunday nighter, it's moved. It was a 5. It's up. It's 5. It's now up to 5.5 in some spots. It has this one. So yeah, I'm with you. Give me the Colts plus the 5.5. I think this comes right down to the wire. Who's got the ball last? Like all Minnesota games have seemed to. They win. They lose 31-29. They win 31-29. It's always been close. Usually 1-score games. I'll take the 5.5 in my pocket in that one. And if it's Flacco, I like Flacco in that spot. We've seen him do plenty enough. So and Colts scrappy bunch there. I mean the Colts plus the points. And the last one on the card, we're looking at the Monday nighter. We got Tampa Bay heading to Kansas City, taking on the Chiefs. Chiefs 8.5-point favorite. Total 45.5 in the Monday nighter. What do you think there, Ron?
You know, it's funny because if you look at the you look at the stats in both teams, the better team offensively is not the Chiefs. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you look at Baker's record as a road dog, you know, he went into Detroit earlier this season and won outright. Not saying he's going to come into Kansas City and win outright, but you know the Chiefs don't like covering those big spreads, whether it be home, whether it be on the road. They just don't do it. And you know, I'm a Chiefs fan, and I can say it flat out. Yeah, that Chiefs defense is really good this year. It's probably carrying the team. If they get the offense going, we'll see some fireworks later on. But right now, I'm going to have to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus the 9.
And for me in this one, I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the Bucs. Their offense is going to have a tough day here in this one. That Chiefs defense is solid. I just don't see how they run the ball against this Chiefs defense. How do they pass the ball against this defense? You know, the Bucs are definitely missing wide receivers in Godwin. The receivers are banged up. So who's Baker throwing to? Ew, it's tough. I think this is one of those spots that they got you at the 8.5, and I think this is one of those spots that I think the Chiefs can cover this 8.5. I want to lay it with the Chiefs. This Tampa Bay team, maybe 100% healthy. I think they cover the 8.5, but with the injuries that they've dealt with and the and all that they're dealing with, I just don't see how they keep up offensively against this Chiefs. The Chiefs offense is definitely going to roll in this one, and defensively, that Chiefs defense is definitely a solid, and I think they can slow up the Bucs enough. Chiefs win by 10. I think it's like 28-14. I'll give you. They win by 14 for me that one. And then what do I like? I think Mahomes does throw a pick. As we know, he's thrown an interception in every single game this year except the bye week. So
That's the truth.
He's good for one. He's definitely he's good for one. But I think this is one of the spots that at 8.5, I think they want you to take Tampa Bay going, hey, the Chiefs don't cover the spread. I think they win by 10 here. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the weekly Week 9 Rundown Show. Any last words for these fine folks, and what do you got going over at Tony's Picks this week in the NFL action, Ron?
No, NFL's been really good the last couple of weeks. So it's been college. You know, we're getting hot in that. And don't forget, we got NBA and NHL going, and very soon we have college basketball. So we're going to be very busy down here at Tony's Pick. So make sure you get there, get you a long-term package. That's your best bet, and let's make some money. Definitely. I agree with Ron. I usually probably have 5 to 7 plays that I've locked in on that I'll have as premiums. I had a tough week last week, so buy low, sell high. I had a rough week last week. Time to bounce back and have a big week this week. Definitely pair me and Ron up. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional at Tony's Picks. Can't go wrong with that. Having 2 cappers, putting money in your pockets. Let's have a big week this week, Ron. Thanks, everybody, for tuning into these videos. Appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, we're not being able to do this. So have a good one. Crush the books. Thanks, everybody. Have yourselves a good one. Catch you on the next one.